Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.
Oh, Tommy's back?
And Tommy was here for a minute.
Yeah, we dragged him out of there for a second.
He walked from our room to your room, and
That's right.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah,
what
I
happened
think
between?
Time travel.
Might be our fault.
Yeah, I think it was like the last scene of Thriller when Michael Jackson turns out.
Yeah, but where did he deposit it? There's only a few steps in between.
Double Cobras.
Yep.
Speaking of Toms, by the way, Tom Pelissero, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. Tom, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. We've got lots we'd like to talk to you about. As always, we appreciate you. We appreciate Bell Bank for making you available. And I guess the first question everybody wants to know is, do you have any latest update? Do we have anything solid from the NFL yet about where our game will be on Monday night?
So the NFL wanted to be transparent by announcing that the contingency plan would be in Glendale, Arizona, at the Cardinal Stadium. My understanding is this is right now just a contingency plan. They are continuing to prepare to play the game in LA. I think that we've all seen the images and the footage of the devastation throughout that area. There's obviously always considerations given to the NFL doesn't want to divert away resources in terms of first responders. And of course, there's, medical personnel, police personnel, and other things that normally are used for NFL games. They always want to be conscientious about not pulling people away. Same reason, a game got moved out of Buffalo a couple of years ago. It was not just the travel. It was there's people with more important things to do than a football game. I would say, NFL Network's headquarters are literally across the street from SoFi Stadium. Our shows have been on the air. That particular area in Inglewood, as of now, is, not greatly affected. But there's also, we've had producers who have been in evacuation zones who have had to leave at the last second. People live all over, Southern California who work in various areas. And so this is going to be a little bit of a moving target going into the weekend. I would anticipate that by the time we get to probably Saturday, we get a good idea of where the game is going to be, because if it's going to be moved to Arizona, you're talking about rerouting travel, lining up all the additional resources. Again, they've made the contingency plans, but there's a lot of things that would have to take place. So I think that as we get to the weekend, the assessment's going to be ongoing. Right now, I would anticipate the game is in LA, but there is certainly a possibility, and they're preparing, for that possibility that it could have to get moved.
Tom, I wanted to ask you, what's the role of the NFLPA in all this? Because I know, and I saw one report just talking about the air quality, and they're looking out for player safety. Like, how much input are they going to have on this game being moved?
Well, I mean, the game's indoors, and so I think that the air quality is less of a concern than if you were talking about an outdoor type of a stadium. Obviously, yeah, the NFLPA is always involved in these different things. You want to make sure that people are safe, that you're not putting anyone in harm's way. I think that the NFL, again, their focus is certainly on playing the games as scheduled, if that is something that makes sense. So the union is absolutely monitoring the situation, but I have not sensed that there's any real concern, especially because, it is a Monday night game, which helps. If this game were on Saturday, I don't want to speak for the league, but I think there'd be a real possibility that we'd be talking today about, all right, we got to make a call here. The fact that you got Monday night, that probably helps just in terms of letting this play out. Hopefully, I mean, first and foremost, hopefully the fires can get under control, because everything I was reading again this morning is that you got new fires breaking out and, thousands of buildings burned. It's a horrible situation out there right now. So, thinking about everybody in that area.
How do you feel about the actual two teams, and how different are they than the last time these two teams squared off a couple of months ago when the Rams won?
Well, I thought it was telling that Brian Flores said the other day, that they were surprised when Puka Nacua ended up playing in that game. News that I think that they got because I came on the power trip and said, I think Puka's playing in that game. That was really the first word was me on this show and on TV, because he had practiced one time. They were game planning like the guy was not going to play. And all of a sudden he's out there. And not just was he out there, he played really well, despite coming off of that knee injury. And so The approach is probably going to be a little bit different from the Vikings standpoint. I think defensively, they're further along than they were early in the season. You've really seen the pass rush come into its own. They've gotten better and better at the way that Flores likes to, move the personnel around and move certain people to different positions and things like that. Offensively, you would say the Vikings also, have been a better team, but for that game that we saw on Sunday night, in which, as we've talked so many times about Sam Darnold and what do you do on the contract, and I think I made a comment last week of, there's still more bad tape out there on Sam Darnold than good tape, which is going to at least influence the conversation. Last Sunday night, that was kind of the bad Sam Darnold tape. He wasn't throwing 5 picks or something, but when Darnold struggles, it's usually what you saw in that game, which was everything seemed like his clock was a little bit sped up. He was, a little bit, kind of frantic in terms of how he was patting the ball and getting through reads. And then he throws flat-footed and he throws high. And that happened repeatedly. Obviously he had I don't even want to call it a drop by Justin Jefferson, but we've seen Jefferson make that play in the end zone. But how many other balls did he just miss the throws? Or if the ball's coming out late, like the one to Addison down there in the red zone, it's a little bit off target. It allows them to cover it a little bit better. I would say this. For anybody who's panicking about Sam Darnold right now, and I've gotten plenty of texts from friends and family members who are in that boat, you would much rather Sam Darnold have that game week 18, despite everything that was on the line. You'd rather that happen in that game than Monday night against the Rams. So if Kevin O'Connell has proven one thing throughout the course of the season, it's that he is never going to respond to Sam Darnold struggling by saying, Sam, we're going to have you do less. If anything, he pushes him. We're going to have you do as much, if not more. I think that O'Connell's going to come out with an aggressive game plan again against the Rams. He knows that he's got to play that way against LA. And I'm sure that they've been, just making sure that Sam Darnold continues to feel the way he has throughout the season, which is, hey, you can have a bad play, a bad quarter, a bad game. We're going right back to you. We're playing the same way. We're not going to ask you to put the whole team on your shoulders, but you're going to have to make a handful of above-the-line throws in every game. Last week, he didn't make them. You got to hope Monday night he does.
Are the Vikings, I know record-wise they are, but are the Vikings on paper the best wild card team in all of the playoffs?
I mean, I'd have to think through the list in my head. So in the NFC, you've got the Vikings, you got the Commanders, which, I give Dan Quinn a ton of credit. Jaden Daniels has been unbelievable, obviously, and has just kind of brought all this juice and this positivity around that organization. But Dan Quinn's a big part of it, too. They're not that talented on defense. It seems like they're going to get Marshawn Lattimore back again against Mike Evans, who he's had about a handful of fistfights with over the course of his career. But I think the Commanders, just from a talent perspective, they're probably they're ahead of the game. They kind of remind me of the Vikings a couple of years ago, where you feel this new energy with a new coaching staff, and maybe you play a little bit above your heads. We'll see if that kind of regresses as we get into the playoffs and then into 2025. I think the Packers are a really talented team. The Vikings swept them this year. So I would put the Vikings probably just above them, although I still think the Packers are really dangerous. I think the Packers are maybe the toughest matchup for the Eagles because the Packers can fight physicality with physicality. You know that Philly wants to move the line of scrimmage, rely on that offensive line. It's the brotherly shove. It's running it with Saquon. Packers can combat that with the way their line is played with guys like Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs that are tone setters. I do think they're dangerous, but let's put the Vikings above them. AFC-wise, I mean, the Steelers are, maybe the biggest disappointment. Probably they have to be the biggest disappointment in the league of the past month with the way that they've played. And you've seen, speaking of regression to the mean, you've kind of seen Russell Wilson look a little bit more like 2022, 23 Russell Wilson, where early in the season he was playing at a higher level. They're still really good defensively. They've had the Ravens number in the playoffs. I think that's a fascinating matchup on Saturday night. But I'd say the Vikings right now, based on how they've played, are probably more dangerous than that team. I think the Chargers are really intriguing. They're another team that's, year one of the rebuild, and they've had some bumps throughout the course of it. The personnel is not all the way to where Jim Harbaugh wants it, but Harbaugh's just got this magic to him, especially as you get to playoff time, where he kind of ingrains this belief in people. And, we've seen it over the course of time that they can go and win. And then you got the Broncos, who are, a team they're in year two with Sean Payton. They were very close to to not getting in the playoffs with losses in week 16 and 17. But good Bo Nix has been as good as any rookie quarterback in the NFL this season. Sorry for the long-winded answer as I'm talking myself through it. I think the Vikings are probably the most dangerous team just because, of the body work they put on paper and because of the stars that they bring to the table, the difference makers. It's not about the names. It's about Justin Jefferson can elevate the level of everybody around him. So can TJ Hawkinson when he's on. Jordan Addison is proven to be a difference maker. Aaron Jones, when he's healthy, is proven to be a difference maker. And Sam has been a difference maker. Defensively, I think that, with the way that Grenard is playing, he's proven to be a huge difference maker for that team. Van Ginkel, I still can't figure out why people keep throwing those flare screens to his side. He's going to end up with another pick six. And Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell are difference makers. I think the Vikings are still really dangerous, but they've got a pretty tough matchup for themselves against a head coach who knows Kevin really well in Sean McVay, who's really good with play calling. You got to stop Puka Nacua from beating you. It's Puka, it's Cooper Kupp. I think Kyron Williams, that's kind of the guy that nobody talks about on that team. He's obviously a really good running back here, but in my mind, take away those main two threats in the passing game, and you're going to be able to go in there and get a win.
We're talking with Tom Pelissero, thanks to Bell Bank, and I want to ask you, Tom, about the head coaching, not just the cycle, but sort of the vibe of where the NFL is going. You've got Kevin O'Connell, young coach, probably coach of the year. You just mentioned Sean Payton. He's been like refurbished from his time in New Orleans, and now he's got his team on a playoff run with a young quarterback. Like, how do you feel that these owners and GMs are looking at when they hire these new coaches? Like, is the vibe that, hey, we can just find these older, experienced coaches? I mean, you've got Rex Ryan that's interviewing for the Jets job, and it seems like his football coaching days are over, but yet he's getting a head coaching interview. And then you have to contrast that with the idea that, hey, this is a young league. We got to relate to these young players. You've got a young coach in Miami. You've got a young coach in Minnesota. Like, how do you think the NFL's handling just sort of the age gap that is in the NFL right now?
Well, one thing I'd say, Ben, and it's a great point, and I think a lot about these issues because there's trends in hiring across the NFL, and it tends to be the opposite theory, which is there will be a swing toward one trend. It'll either work or it won't. If it works, more people hire out of that trend. If it doesn't work and people get fired, then all of a sudden you swing back the other way. Last year was a really unique cycle because you had not only a couple of former players with limited coaching experience in Gerard Mayo and Antonio Pierce get jobs, but you had a lot of these younger positive reinforcement guys like Dave Canales taking a job and Brian Callahan taking a job. The thing that's developed really since Sean McVay got hired back in 2017 is we're running out of those guys. We're running out of the young up-and-coming guys who are really dialed up. And, Sean was 30 years old when he got that job, but he had been an offensive coordinator for 4 years. He had a really unique resume. When you keep hiring people out of that same demographic, what you end up with is all the guys who would have been developing, and hey, 2 years from now, they're going to be the guys. They already got jobs. And some of them have already been fired from those jobs and are now back to being coordinators again, and they have to wait for their time to come around once more. So, last year, again, the fact that Mayo's already been fired, Pierce has already been fired, those were always on paper hires that you went like this is boom or bust type of a thing. With Pierce, the Raiders really had no choice. He went 5-4 as the interim. Max Crosby said, if you don't hire him, I want to be traded because I want continuity. And then you get into the season, he's got the full-time job. And very early in the season, you can see these cracks forming. Devontae Adams gets 2 weeks in, decides I want out of here. Max Crosby's been extremely frustrated. They've lost tons of games, so Pierce gets fired. Mayo, it was, it's a projection. He's only been an assistant coach for 5 years or something. And then, you contractually did this. And despite whatever concerns existed, you give him the shot. And then the Patriots, before the end of the season, were like, this isn't going to work out. So now I think that coming off a cycle like that, and those are two really unique cases, but even with, some of the struggles early on of some of the younger coaches who got hired, I do think you're going to see the pendulum swing back in this cycle to experience. Now, the issue is there's only so many of those guys, because the way I would break it down is this. Right now, you've got Vrabel and Ben Johnson. Those are the top two, whatever order you have them. Those are the only two guys when you talk to people around the league with different teams, they'll say, those two are dialed up, ready to get a job. Aaron Glenn is probably next. He's got 5 requests. I think he's got a good shot with New Orleans. He's got a shot with the Jets. But really, it's those 2 guys. And then everybody just goes, there are no other young, dialed-up guys. Yeah, Joe Brady's going to get a lot of attention. Certainly could, end up getting a job. There's some other young offensive coordinators. Liam Cohen's got a couple of interview slips. Drew Petzing, the former Vikings assistant, interviewed last night with the Bears. But then who are the experienced coaches out there? It's an extremely short list. That's why Mike McCarthy, if things don't work out in Dallas, which they're still talking, I fully anticipate he's going to have interest from other teams. The Bears are interviewing Pete Carroll today, somebody who I don't think was talked about a whole lot. I reported yesterday that Tom Brady recently called Bill Belichick and basically said, hey, all right, if we did this, like, what would it take to get you to Las Vegas? And there's other teams that have checked in on Belichick as well. Your other, former head coaches, it's Flo, who, has several interview requests right now. I do think that he's a real candidate in those places. There's questions he's going to have to answer. This gives him a chance to answer those. But then you're into Matt Nagy and Arthur Smith. In other words, if you're looking for the experienced candidates, there's not a ton of them out there. And that's where outside of New England, which their first, second, and third choice appears to be Mike Vrabel, and Chicago, which is running this broad search. But my belief is still that if they can get Ben Johnson, if Ben will take the job, that's where he'll go. There's a lot of uncertainty with a lot of those jobs. And that's why you see teams like the Jets and the Bears interviewing 15, 20 people because they truly don't know.
Tom, you're the best, dude. Thanks for all the info.
Thanks, fellas.
See you.
Thank you.
There he goes. And thanks to Bell Bank. And by the way, every week, Bell Bank, through their Pay It Forward program, is giving $1,000 to a charity nominated by one of our listeners. This week, the entrant was Brendan McNally. And he nominated NeverShakeMN.com. At NeverShakeMN, our goal is to provide financial support for babies who are victims of abusive head trauma or shaken baby syndrome. NeverShakeMN.com gets $1,000 thanks to Brendan McNally and thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. Go on KFAN.com, put in the keyword Bell to find a way to go ahead and nominate the charity of your choice. Thank you, Bell Bank, not only for the Pay It Forward program, for being great people, but also for bringing us Tom Pelissero every week.
I know a Brendan McNally. I wonder if it's the one that I know.
I don't know.
Could be.
Small world, right? That's not a super common name.
I bet it is.
Wonder if that's who that is.
Yeah, sure it is.
What if Bill Belichick takes the Vegas Raiders job without ever coaching one game at North Carolina?
That'd be brilliant.
That'd be hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if his college-age girlfriend would go with him.
Boy, for his sake.
Does she
I
have
hope
classes still?
not.
8 o'clock hour, the Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.
Find rates and programs to improve energy.
651 Carpets Plus. We bring the showroom to you. Come on in. Here's how your free in-home estimate works. We bring you all the latest and greatest styles to complement your home. We use our state-of-the-art measuring system so we can give you the best price for your project on the spot. And we have thousands of products that you could have installed the next day. Call 651 Carpets Plus for your free in-home estimate.
So that's right, you can find out if you are a LASIK candidate for free. Plus, OVO has the best price guarantee, so you know you're getting the best deal. And for a limited time, you can take advantage of 24 months of interest-free financing, no down payment, no interest for 2 years. It's pretty sick. Imagine living life without glasses or contacts, like in my case, for as low as just $4 a day. The legends of LASIK are at OVO LASIK and Lens. Dr. Mark Lobanoff and Dr. David Whiting. This is the place to go, so if you are ready to see the world clearly, schedule your free LASIK exam at OVOEye.com. That's OVOEYE.com or call 877-OVO-EYES. It's OVO LASIK and Lens, OVOEye.com.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy. Texas toast crunchy. And they cane sauce right. You go to Coleslaw right here. Ooh. Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Holla!
You're free now. Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers. Free to be everything you imagine, and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Jefferson Lines is your #1 bus experience. My name is Chris Hockey, and I can vouch for that. With daily schedules to every corner of Minnesota and to thousands of destinations across the country, it's the most convenient way to travel. Jefferson's luxury motor coaches offer free passenger Wi-Fi and individual charging outlets so you can stay connected. Ride comfortably and confidently knowing you're traveling with Minnesota's best transportation company of 2024. Don't wait. Seats are going fast. Book online at jeffersonlines.com today. jeffersonlines.com.
Check out the Minnesota Sportsman Show, January 17th through the 19th at Canterbury Park.
This report is sponsored by Sun Country Airlines. Need a warm winter weather escape? Sun Country Airlines have you covered with low fares to Florida, Arizona, Mexico, the Caribbean, and more. The low fares come with a great experience. Enjoy direct flights from MSP's Terminal 2. Plan your trip and book your flights at suncountry.com. Get to going.
Fan forecast.
It's another chilly one. About 3 today.
The Vikings are in LA to face the Rams in the first round of the playoffs. Monday at 7 on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan. Powered by Hy-Vee.
The Power Hour is live. KFAN.com/watch is where you can find it all thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Hi, Zach.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Zachary.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
Buenos dias.
Zach, how's your dad?
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Nobody ever asked, so.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. Did your mom hear about how you'd slap her for $5,000 yesterday?
Yeah, what was the reaction when your mom found out that you would be violent for her for money?
The only words about it were, that sure was an interesting Power Hour yesterday.
It sure was.
This morning.
Yep. It was polarizing.
It sure was.
Yeah.
But we got through it. It was fun.
I should have checked the text line to see a live response and then decided whether or not we quit it or not. You know?
Why, do you not have that open?
No, I closed it the second I got here.
Yeah. That's a good plan.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like a bunch of people complaining about Barrero and Kessler.
Who?
Barrero! I don't know. I didn't read it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much going on with your beloved Minnesota Vikings. You know, in case you've forgotten, the playoffs begin Monday. We'll find out more about where that will be played. As of right now, I would be willing to bet a lot of money that it's not played in L.A., and I think that's the right choice. We're hearing the most likely place is Arizona. We have somebody who's got their finger on the pulse because she's probably down there at TCO right now with the Vikings Entertainment Network. Tatum Everett's on the phone with us, not just to talk about the game and when it's happening, where it's happening, but all the festivities happening around getting you all fired up for Vikings playoff week. Good morning, Tatum. It's good to have you on the Power Trip Morning Show. Thanks for calling in.
Good morning, you guys. Yeah, it's been a really exciting week so far. Lots more to come for sure.
By the way, I'll just get this out of the way right at the very beginning of it. If you're looking for information about anything we're talking about, go to Vikings.com/playoffs or just visit the Vikings app and it'll give you a complete rundown of where to go and what's on tap to get you all fired up. But how are things down at TCO this week after what happened in Detroit? Is everybody fired up? Is everybody feeling like they hit the reset button?
Easily. Yeah, I think this team has kind of been through this before. I mean, the only thing is single elimination. It makes it a little bit more pressure, but I talked to Josh Metellus yesterday and they're ready to go. He said they acknowledge what happened and they know that they have to learn from it. They've been in the building the past couple of days just for meetings. They'll have their first full day of meetings and practice and stuff like that. But no, everything is fine there. They know they're a better team and they can play much better than what they did on Sunday. And they're ready to go, which is great to hear.
Hey, Tatum, how are you? Good morning. Could you?
Okay.
Hi. So you're around the team, you understand what these guys have to go through each and every day and each and every week. And I just want to see if you could maybe expand upon just the extra day and just sort of how important that is at this point in the season. I get it that the Rams, especially the starters, they're getting a lot more rest because they didn't play that last game of the season. They get an extra day of prep as well. But just how important it is to come off the loss at Detroit and then get one extra day of prep.
I mean, I think it's really a big game changer. I mean, unfortunately, if you win that Monday, it makes a short week for the postseason. But for this game to get that extra day, because if you remember last time when they played Detroit, it was such a physical game, and they really played that way again, that just having that extra amount of time to let your bodies heal this late in the season, the bye was so long ago. The players were in the building on Monday and Tuesday, and they'll be there, obviously, like I said, today for like a full, actually today's Thursday. This is what happens when you come back on Monday at 4:30 in the morning. But they've been in for a lot of stuff just to kind of heal. They go in, they do their treatments. They do so many different things to just make sure they're primed and ready to go. They really won't even start an actual practice until Friday, which is huge because sometimes that's a Thursday. And I don't know, it really does just help everyone heal at this point.
Tatum, it's Meets Us. How does Sam Darnold bounce back just by himself? Not the team, but how does Sam Darnold look at Sunday night's game and bounce back?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting because he has a very short memory, and maybe it wasn't on display as much in Sunday's game, but he kind of moves on. Like, he feels like a guy who's been through so much already in the previous part of his career that he doesn't really dwell on anything. He knows that it's already been done. He's talked about how, look, like, these things happen, and I have to just look to the next part and what we can do next. If you think about it this way, it was such a playoff-like atmosphere, and he has not been to the playoffs, started a game in the playoffs before. So, that kind of was on full display on Sunday, that atmosphere being prime time, like all of the implications of what a playoff game could be. And so I think like moving forward could really do him really well because he knows like, okay, that's already happened. I don't have to put that much pressure on myself. Maybe this time around I can do this differently or this differently. And I don't know. I've just been really impressed with the way that he gets over things and how he just kind of moves on really fast. I think we can expect some of that on Monday.
So outside of that storyline, I think everybody, all the Vikings fans and everybody around the country are just wanting to know how he's going to respond in this game. But it's the game itself and the location itself has been the biggest storyline so far the last 48 hours. And I know that you're not on Paul Martin's staff. I mean, he does all the logistics for the Vikings. But could you just also give us a little in-depth look on what it's like for he and his staff to have to be in flux of not only just traveling everybody to Los Angeles, but on a moment's notice, whenever they get clarification from the NFL, all of a sudden have to have a plan B and get everybody into Glendale?
Yeah, and I'm really glad you asked that because I've been really feeling for Paul Martin and Chad Lundeen and Milan Burgess and all the people that are working on our football upsides, Chuck Peterson. It's been a whirlwind because even when you're heading into the game on Sunday against the Lions, you don't know where you're going, in such short notice, you find out. So when I talked to Paul about it, he said he plans any potential trip ahead of time. So, he had Tampa planned. He had LA planned. He had, the home game planned. So everything is already good to go. So whatever happens on Sunday, you flip the switch and you go straight to wherever that happens. So this time around, he's had LA planned for a while. So I'm feeling, I haven't talked to him recently about this, but I would assume after talking to him about that they were already planning, all the different potential neutral sites. I mean, you've heard things floated like Arizona, Dallas, San Francisco, Vegas, like all these different places that are not using their stadium. And I'm sure he was already on the phone trying to figure that out. I would imagine that a lot of what has to do with picking the stadium would be, you have to think of the hotels for not one, but two teams, the amount of staff they bring, the meeting rooms they need. They use such a large portion of hotels, and you have to find a place that can house both teams, plus make sure their stadium is available. I mean, it's a Monday night game, so we don't know what they would have had planned. And there's just a lot that goes into it, whether it's, police escorts. I know that, like, security staff. So, like, it's a lot going on. They have to make sure they cover all their bases. And, I think that no one deserves more kudos than that Vikings team. In fact, we were talking about getting them some kind of, like, present just to be like, hey, guys, thank you so much for doing this because I know your week has been really, really tough.
That's a great point, by the way. You have 2 road teams if you have to move this. I didn't even think about that. That's a great point. Tatum, as always, it's great to talk to you. And I want to say, again, we had you on not only to get your perspective on everything going on down there, but also to remind people we got a lot going on this week. You got the Friday Football Feast with PA and everybody at Buffalo Wild Wings and Savage. You got a fan rally at the Mall of America Rotunda tomorrow night from 5 to 6:30. You got a Vikings watch party going on at Mystic Lake. You got a Vikings playoff tour continuing with Muss and John Randall. Still 2 more chances for that. 6:30 to 8 tonight at Lone Oak Grill in Eagan, and tomorrow at Lucky 13s in Plymouth. And I know that you'll be at every one of those, Tatum. Is that right?
I will. I will not be there on Friday because I'll be at the fan rally. Those are going on at the same time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'll be at the fan rally. So you'll see Skull Line. You'll see the cheerleaders. I know Corey's going to be there with the initials game.
That is correct.
Another really cool thing about the fan rally presented by Mystic Lake is that the Unreal drop that was this week, if you didn't get your hands on that, or if you want to try them on or see how they look on you, that will actually be available at the Vikings locker room store at 4 o'clock. But the watch party at Mystic Lake, those are free tickets. And I think another cool thing that fans should know about is there are a ton of giveaways going on. So if you sign up for the app and sign up for the alerts, they'll let you know whenever those prizes drop, so you can go and sign up. There's even a contest to win a road playoff game ticket to go to to go to the road playoff game. So you just need to download the app and have your push notifications enabled. And obviously at all the things you said with Muss at Lone Oak Grill tonight and Lucky 13 tomorrow, you can get merch and sign up for the grand prize, which is a stay and play package at Mystic Lake. So I don't know, it's just a really exciting time, especially if you can't make it out to the game, just to be around Viking fans and get excited because, you know, no matter how it ended, this was an insane season. It was such a fun ride. 14 wins is so difficult, and we should be super stoked about this team. And I have a really good feeling about this weekend.
All right, Tatum, I don't even know if you know this because your week has been crazy too, but I will be joining you tomorrow night at the Mall of America, and it sounds like, Corey, I'll see you
right on.
From 6:15 to 7:15.
Sure.
How about that?
See you there.
Yeah, but I think aren't you like the Vikings legend for this?
Yeah, you're the Vikings legend.
Well, here's the deal, Tatum. I don't really know what my responsibilities are. All I know is they asked me if I was available and if I'd want to come down to the Mall of America for an hour. I'm like, sure, I can do that. My Friday's actually kind of open. I don't know what I'm doing there.
Well, I'm a little surprised Chris isn't there because the Skull Line is, and nobody loves the Skull Line as much as Chris.
I love the Skull Line.
Yes, you do.
I really do.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, I do love them. And Ben, I don't know if you know this, but get ready to put on a big costume.
What?
That's right. You're going to be Nordo. Or what is that?
Nordo?
Nordo.
How big of a costume
Put on that
is this?
giant costume.
You're going to be Nordo. I think he meant Nordy, which is the wild mascot, but this is a Vikings fan rally.
He's coming too.
Poor Nordo.
Oh, sorry. I blew it. It was
brilliant.
going so well, Tatum, and I blew it.
Yeah.
Oh, Nordo just catching strays out
I
there.
know. Again, tonight, by the way, Muss and John Randall tonight. Lone Oak Grill in Eagan, 6:30 to 8 tomorrow. That's at Lucky 13s in Plymouth. And don't forget the Vikings watch party at Mystic and then the fan rally at Mall of America tomorrow night, 5 to 6:30 with some really legendary people, including Nordo. Vikings.com/playoffs and the Vikings app. Thank you, Tatum.
Thanks, Tatum.
Thanks, Tatum.
Thanks, guys.
See
Thank
you
you so
later.
much. Go Vikes.
Skull Vikes. Let's go.
And Nordo.
And Nordo.
Yeah, you're going to have to wear
That
just
was
a
your and Dan
hideous mask. You're going to go as Sauce.
I said it was a giant costume.
Giant costume. Eric, I know you're
sorry, Nordo.
I know you're listening. Just start putting lotion on the skin right now.
Did you mean Ragnar?
Careful.
Did you mean Victor the
Victor!
Viking?
Victor!
yeah.
Son of a bitch. Man, getting old is hard.
Poor Nordo.
Oh, man. Yeah. What did I say? Right. Jack Dorn?
Jack Dorn was yesterday. Instead of Jason Bourne, I think. Who knows what you meant? We don't know.
So you're leaving your house for this.
It's a fan rally. I would like to be a part of it.
Speaking of that, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Yesterday, I was in lovely and talented St. Michael.
Oh, yeah.
And I turned left and was just rolling down the road, and there was a bar, and it said, Initials game here, 6:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Sweet. Hell yeah, man.
That's really something.
Yeah, we're in like 25 bars, and it's like another 20 in the next month or so. So it's just
how many more
including a spot in California starting later this month.
Oh,
wow. It's crazy.
Good for you,
buddy. How many more until
cool.
you can retire?
Whoa. Just call him Nordo while you're at it.
How's your dad?
Yeah, how's your dad?
He's doing good.
That's awesome.
Thank you for asking. No one asked.
No, I like spending time with Ben Lieber at the mall. He doesn't like to go with Abby because he tanked it back in the day, so he'd never have to go shopping again.
Correct.
So now Ben and I cruise the mall together.
An all-time.
I like walking around the mall with a Vikings legend, and he's the one that I picked. Me and Ben and Nordy are going tomorrow.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Randy.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show, including headlines after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Our new and improved iHeartRadio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeartRadio app. With easy-to-use presets, you can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new...
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.
Your hand.
651 Carpets Plus. We bring the showroom to you. Come on in. Here's how your free in-home estimate works. We bring you all the latest and greatest styles to complement your home. We use our state-of-the-art measuring system so we can give you the best price for your project on the spot. And we have thousands of products that you could have installed the next day. Call 651 Carpets Plus for your free in-home estimate.
Rugs, upholstery, tile. Do you have a big party coming up? Do you have a football watch party in the next week or two that you would like the home to be as clean as possible? Zero Res is the way to go, and they want you to save 24% off all of their services as we say goodbye to 2024. That's right, across the board, the entire month of January, 24% off all services. So your home, your cabin, your business, what do you need cleaned? Call 952-0RES today, or right now, go to ZeroResMinnesota.com. ZeroResMinnesota.com. Zero Res spells the same forward and backward. Mention KFAN or ask for the KFAN special. They'll take 24% off when they're cleaning your carpets the right way. Air ducts, rugs, and more. Your home's going to be spotless. They have a 4.9 rating on Google with thousands of reviews because everybody out there loves Zero Res. You're going to as well, and you're going to love 24% off. 952-0RES.
Hey, everybody, it's Chris Hockey here with a little insider information for my fellow meat lovers. Get to your local Quick Trip store today and stock up on all your Wenzel's Farm meat stick needs for the next few weeks. You're going to need that extra protein to fuel those long ice fishing weekends with that crazy Uncle Pete of yours. Quick Trip has multiple flavors every week for you to choose from, and it's right there in their quick grab section. From tasty teriyaki to spicy mango habanero and more. Wenzel's Farm meat sticks. Get them today at your local Quick Trip stores. Wenzel's. Real meat for real life.
The Minnesota Sportsman Show is back January 17th to the 19th, now at Canterbury Park in Shakopee. Visit hunting and fishing resorts from the Midwest to Canada, Great Lakes charters to African safaris. Plan your vacation right at the show. There's fishing gear and the latest fishing electronics. Fishing seminars by Tom Wynn and Joe Henry. The Sportsman Show, January 17th through the 19th at Canterbury Park with free parking. Details at mnresortshow.com. A Sonenko production.
The future of hockey is coming to the State of Hockey, and you won't want to miss it. Next December, the world's best under-20 stars will compete for gold in Minnesota at the 2026 World Junior Championship, one of hockey's most thrilling international events. Don't miss a minute of the action on the ice. Secure your all-session tickets and score the best seats in the house. Lock in your seats today at WorldJuniorsMN26.com. Again, that's WorldJuniorsMN26.com. And experience the thrill live.
Captain Ken's chili tastes amazing. It's thick and hearty, and best of all, it tastes just like homemade with fresh ingredients. Find Captain Ken's in the frozen food section at your local grocery store. Made in Minnesota by a Minnesota fireman. Shop and try Captain Ken's amazing chili today.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino, TICasino.com. It's island time. You can always get down to the island and play blackjack, bingo. Hundreds and hundreds of slot machines. They have so much going on when it comes to gaming. But, of course, don't forget the family aspects. They have a bowling alley, a water park, an arcade. My kiddos love Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Again, about a year ago, my 10-year-old said, is this basically just like an adult arcade? Well, kind of. Right? That's how some of us think about it. It's awesome. So bring the fam down. And don't forget, we're less than a month away. Feb 6 and 7. The Power Trip's going to be at Treasure Island Resort and Casino for our annual springish party. Basically, it's this year it's like a 48-hour party, couple of trips to Vegas to be given away, and it's for that weekend, so you better have your bags packed and ready to go, because on Thursday the 6th we're giving away a trip for 2 to Vegas, and on the morning of the 7th at TI. So get there. More information, TICasino.com. Book hotel rooms for the 6th and 7th, or a lot sooner. Why not this weekend? Treasure Island Resort and Casino, TICasino.com.
Last chance savings on all siding, doors, and windows projects. Builders and remodelers.
You're listening live to The Power Trip on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
It is the final segment of today's Power Trip Morning Show. Little band called Deep Seven, straight out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, featuring the great Paul Stretch D-Town on guitar, Jay O'Donnell on drums.
Voice of the Wild.
That's right. Mr. Michael Zeleny on the bass there. It's all happening. Ben Lieber, by the way, right there, as you can hear him, he plays the triangle on this song.
Oh, dang.
Well done.
I play the triangle, or you just getting my attention that he plays the triangle?
You do.
I do?
You do. Yeah.
Only when it's dinner time.
You don't
Excellent.
remember.
Is there someone considered the greatest triangle player of all time?
There has to be.
Johnny Holmes.
Yeah. I think that's without a question, Johnny Holmes. That's who's on my list.
Yeah, or Michael Jordan.
Could be.
Well played.
Fair. But I mean, somebody plays the triangle at a world-class symphony level, right? And they're just like, wow, this is one of the best.
Are you talking living or dead?
Either.
Because I think Holmes is definitely the living, but yeah. It's hard to beat.
Somebody has to be the best.
Well, yeah, Billy Saget, he's dead, but he was the best.
Okay, now
Bob or Bill?
Billy.
Billy, who's related to Bob or not?
No relation.
No relation.
No relation.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Saget was also one of the best characters on Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was good. Yeah.
Is
He had
that
all
right?
the moves.
That was a huge bitch. That guy was taller than hell. Yeah, he could really reach.
Yeah.
Not like Dulcim, of course, he could reach across the entire screen. but-
Chung Lee Woodhawk.
1,000%.
Yeah, you know I like women who can beat me up.
Hawk would bang Blanca.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that guy.
Check for gender later.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares, man?
Hawk has
who cares?
definitely
You only
seen a
live once.
video.
You just wait till AI sex robots really exist. You wait till you
that
see
was
the
allowed.
closet I have. People have
Alan.
garages for cars. Not me. Look at my guest house, ladies and gentlemen.
My God.
There aren't any lights in there.
It's going to be Cry Robot.
I roll in like Mark Zuckerberg. Which one do I want to drive today?
You're going to be like Iron Man and just open your arms
Yeah.
and they'll come right onto your body.
Chris, why do you have Idris Elba in your closet?
Right.
You're going to have the Playboy mansion of AI robots.
Yes, yes.
That's
Harem.
right. That's right. And nobody's feelings getting hurt. Nobody's judging.
So they should probably stay out of the hot tub. Unless
I have a feeling one person's feeling is still going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's still going to be 1 for 1. Okay.
Now it's time for Headlines.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric.
Yes.
Wolf River Electric. Go solar in 2025. You can start planning ahead, right? Get some solar panels put on this year. Wolf.
Hell yeah, man.
River Electric.
Oh, I fell.
Benjamin, today is January 9th.
Yes.
It is.
What happened 48 years ago today?
What would be the year? Because I don't want to do the math.
Let Zachary do it. White Bear
It's
math.
2025.
That is correct. You're off to a great start.
7.
77. Look at White Bear math.
75 is 50, so I just did +2.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever.
That works. 1977, 48 years ago today. What happened?
Well, my initial thought is the day that I was conceived, but that would not.
Timeline doesn't work out.
Yeah, the timeline doesn't quite work out because that would be an 11-month gestation period.
You needed a little extra bacon, bro.
Yeah, you're like an elephant.
Yeah, you're that thing.
I could
wasn't
always
ripe
use
yet.
extra bacon.
Who can't?
They just turn the temperature down.
It's true. I don't know, Core.
What if I said it like this? This is your one hint. This was the fourth and final.
The fourth?
No.
I figured it out.
Yeah, me too.
Final.
Fourth
Well,
and
until
final.
this year.
Star Wars?
Oh, that was the last time the Vikings went to the Super Bowl.
The Vikings lost Super Bowl 11 on this date in 1977 to the Oakland Raiders. They lost 32-14. That was the fourth Super Bowl loss in their existence, 0-4, and they haven't been back since.
That was the only Super Bowl win for John Madden, right? Am I right? Anybody know?
I think you might be correct.
Maybe. I saw a list earlier today. I think it was it Yahoo Sports? Yeah, here it is. Check this out. I think it's kind of interesting, Benjamin. They listed all of the Super Bowl matchups, and then just one writer ranked them in terms of what he thinks would be the most dynamic storyline and game combined, right? He has Vikings-Bills number 2 because they are combined 0-8, right?
Correct.
Somebody's 0 would have to go. They're both 0-4.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm. He has number 1 on the same wavelength, Lions-Bills, because the Lions have never won it, the Bills have never won it, and he thinks that game's a little bit better than Vikings-Bills, so he has Vikings-Bills number 2, Lions-Bills number 1.
Hell of a game.
God, that'd be great. The over-under would be about 71.
Yeah.
Lions-Ravens would be pretty fun, too.
The highest he has the Chiefs is third. Lions-Chiefs would be his third ranked. Some dude from Yahoo Sports. I don't quite understand this. Just out of every possible Super Bowl matchup, this is just a random guy. It's just a writer. Who knows? It's one person's opinion. What does he have as the least desirable Super Bowl matchup? I don't know why. I couldn't disagree with this more because I would like to watch both of these teams in the Super Bowl, despite hating one of them.
Tampa, Houston,
Chargers, Packers.
Chiefs versus
Wait a
anybody.
minute. You just said Chargers, Packers? That's the right answer.
Yeah.
Why would Chargers, Packers be last?
Mark Hamill?
No,
but why would Chargers, Packers be last?
I don't know, but you said that because you hate one of the teams.
Right, which is the Packers. But why did you guess Chargers then?
I don't know.
Weird.
Because aren't they the 7th seed in the
AFC?
East?
Yeah, but I mean, the Chargers are, to me, so much more entertaining than the Texans or the Broncos or the Steelers. The Steelers are the worst. Steelers and anybody would be the worst matchup.
Hideous.
That's boring as hell.
Yeah.
Hideous.
Yeah.
They should be the bottom, all
Or
of the
Broncos.
bottom combinations. The Broncos and the Steelers are the two worst.
ABC, man.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody but the Chiefs.
Yep, correct.
Correct. That is the right answer.
Thank you.
Anybody but the Chiefs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meow.
Happy birthday
Oh, thanks, brother.
to Muggsy Bogues.
Oh,
Was he on the dream team?
He was, wasn't he?
Two-part question. How old is Muggsy Bogues? And if you know this, don't say it. If you're just guessing, then guess. How old is he and how tall was he?
Is he?
He's probably shrunk.
No. Okay.
How
I thought you meant
tall
he's
was he
dead.
listed at
5'7"?
when he played in the...
Yeah, I was going to say 5'6".
Yeah, 5'5".
And he's 57 years old.
I believe Spud Webb was 5'7".
I think, yeah, Muggsy was like 5'4", right?
5'3".
Damn.
Just think about that for a second. I know, again, Spud Webb won dunk contests. I don't care. Muggsy Bogues was a solid NBA player. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great. How the hell do you make the NBA
Right.
in any era at 5'3"?
Yeah, I'm taller than that.
By 3 inches.
Yeah.
And then
You tower over Muggsy Bogues, and that dude played against 7-footers and played well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absurd, man.
He's 60 years old today,
Didn't he
Muggsy.
play with one of Hawks' favorite players, Grandmama?
He sure did.
He sure as hell did.
He sure did.
Did you guys ever hear that story that he said about Michael Jordan, that he said he was never the same after it?
No.
When they played, he said at one point, I think it was like it came down to one of the last shots or something like that, and he said Michael Jordan backed off of defense and said, "Shoot it, you bleeping midget."
Bah.
And Muggsy Bogues missed, and he said he was never the same again.
Just broke his spirit.
Wow. That's great, man. He was part of the Space Jam, was he not?
Muggsy, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, great.
Was not on the dream team.
No, he did not play with Scott Skiles.
How many years did he play?
Probably close to 10. I'd
Yeah,
have
I
to
was
look it
gonna
up. But I
say,
mean,
it
I
was
feel
a
like
long time.
most of the decade he was a part of it. Felt like
He
most
played
of
14 seasons.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
at 5'3".
Yeah.
Man.
On ice.
No, that's hockey.
I don't think so.
Quit smoking the blunts, brother.
Yeah, quit smoking the blunts, brother.
This first part I don't care about. The second part blows me away. The first part that nobody cares about. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck finalized their divorce on Monday. Okay?
Fight the power.
Yeah, whatever. So it's officially over.
Okay. That's against big marriage.
Yeah. Right. Right.
She is keeping the $5.6 million engagement ring that she got. She's keeping it.
Yeah, boy.
My God.
Is that PJ Fleck? J-Lo supposedly keeps all of her rings, which means she has 6 engagement rings worth an estimated $17 million.
Smoking good Lebanese hat.
The best soundbites.
He's the new Rosie. Why was he smoking Lebanese
What was the
hash?
context?
I don't know.
Who's ever smoked Lebanese hash?
For sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
By the way, if you are a Timberwolves fan, her ring from Alex Rodriguez was only $2 million. What a cheap
What a
ass.
cheap, yeah.
Only a $2 million ring.
That's why it fell through.
Man.
I forgot.
He got
they
that
were-
cash.
I forgot they were engaged.
Hey, is your brother Dov going to Bonnaroo?
Why is Insane Clown Posse there?
They sure are. The Insane Clown Posse will make their Bonnaroo debut. Other acts this year are Luke Combs, Olivia Rodrigo, Tyler the Creator, Hosier, and many, many more. But yes, ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, will be at Bonnaroo. It runs this year between June 12th and the 15th in Manchester, Tennessee.
No interest.
Yeah.
You're not one of the juggalos.
No, it's just it's hot. It's one of the hotter festivals out there.
Yeah, there was a time like 20 years ago where I might have gone, but nah.
The idea of Juggalos and Olivia Rodrigo fans interacting, though, is super funny. I would love to see the videos from that.
And yeah, no interest.
One toke over the line, sweet Jesus.
That's already there. That's already at Bonnaroo.
I'm telling you, man.
When did he ever do that?
Last night. I happened to be listening.
Yeah, same.
And he and Barrero must have been smoking that Iranian
Lebanese hash.
whatever it was.
Well, how about Barrero last night saying that weed's more lethal now than it used to be?
Yeah.
Did you catch him saying that?
He knows.
Not
Bum said the word
You know the
lethal.
definition of lethal? Like, was using it in the death context?
Oh, yeah.
Well-
He said it's more lethal now.
I mean, that's
Yeah, Barrero's
Not
rather
true.
square
Hippie
when it comes to that.
counterculture.
Wow.
Hippie counterculture.
What is wrong with him?
But they were both talking about One Toke Over the Line being one of the greatest songs ever written. I'm like, you
pretty
guys
good.
are high right now.
It's pretty good.
It's
Nobody
a
thinks
terrible
it's that good.
song.
It's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Hey,
You
slow down.
have to be high.
Correct. It's
to
good
like
when
that
you're
song.
stoned.
One toke over the line, sweet Jesus. Smoke them if you got them.
I swear all they talk about is smoking weed.
That's all they talk about. Yep, that's all they talk about.
All right, we need a new opener for this game, I think, Zachary. But you guys ready to play the 50-50 game? It's 50-50. Here we go.
Okay.
The sweet, sweet ganja.
A 32-year-old man was arrested after being caught pleasuring himself at a grocery store. What state did this take place in?
That's definitely Florida.
Yeah,
Gotta be
that's
Florida.
That's
It's
Florida.
too cold to be doing that in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah.
True
Good
that.
call. Good call. Florida.
You guys all flipped the coin the wrong way. That is Wisconsin.
You got to still play with your piss hot.
Wow,
Wisconsin.
Okay. Yeah, you do. How did we get out of you with that guy?
By the way, this is just our prep service being clever and pains in the asses. A 32-year-old man in Wisconsin was arrested after being caught pleasuring himself at a grocery store. It's unclear if any produce was victimized.
Oh my God!
What happened?
He was trying fruit on.
Brilliant.
Spicy.
All time Nick Swartz and ad-lib line.
Shh. Quiet.
I always like Ben. I know you have to go in like 3 minutes, right? I like ending your appearances on health studies because you always seem super pissed right before you leave. So can I leave this?
Sure.
Tell me what you think about this. Scientists tracked people's health for 10 years and split them into 3 different categories: people who only drank coffee in the morning, people who drank it all day, and then people who didn't drink coffee at all. Okay,
What about
morning
Calmanar?
drinkers, all day drinkers, non-coffee drinkers.
What about Calmanar?
Whoa.
Again, that soundbite
Not
makes
that
me
again.
so uncomfortable.
Not that again.
Yeah,
Right?
right. Different
Don't,
study.
don't drink that, Pat.
Yeah. Don't tell Pat what to do.
Drink him if you got him, Pat.
Yeah.
The morning coffee drinkers had a 16% lower risk of dying for any reason and a 31% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to the non-coffee group. But the benefits disappeared for people who drank coffee all day. So they're saying you should only drink coffee in the morning if you want to maximize the health benefits of coffee.
How about a blunt?
Well, that's fine.
God,
So
Pat's the best.
they aren't sure why if you drink coffee all day, you're not seeing the benefits, but they're saying so far over a 10-year study, morning coffee and then cutting yourself off after noon is the maximum way to do it.
I guess my question would be, I'm guessing that the ounces were the same, but obviously if you're an all-day drinker, you're consuming more ounces.
More
ounces in cups per day.
Yes, probably.
I wonder what the study would be if you're just an afternoon coffee drinker. If you have 12 ounces of coffee in the morning,
Same amount?
What if you said 12
Great
ounces
question.
in the afternoon? Is it the time of day or is it the actual ounces, cups that you drink
Fantastic question.
in a 24-hour period?
My guess is they thought of that. I don't have that here in the story, but my guess is they probably thought that should be tracked as well.
I'm guessing it's more the amount that you drink. I'm sure there's a bell curve of like, okay, you're like more doesn't mean better. And you actually go down the other direction.
Yep. Almost every study we've ever talked about on this show says for your sleep health, you should cut off caffeine after about 1 p.m. anyway, right? Whether it's energy drinks, just sodas, coffee. Like after 1, you should probably just shut caffeine down. That makes a ton of sense because who wants to be wired at 9 o'clock when you're trying to fall
So
asleep?
you drink it all the time.
All day.
All day.
And I can fall asleep 3 minutes later. Who cares?
Yeah, 3-4 o'clock is about my cutoff for all caffeine.
You're a little high.
Are you drinking coffee during Twin Cities Live?
No, that's just water in there. Sometimes vodka.
And Elizabeth is drinking vodka, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Has she ever been 0.2 on the air?
On the road
I
again.
don't think she's gotten down to that in years.
She's the best.
No, I don't think so. But there have been some episodes for sure that we've both looked at each other and like, I'm feeling that wine a little bit.
Sipping too many?
Yeah, sipping too many wines.
Kelly was your co-host yesterday. Is Elizabeth back today, or who do you got today?
She had some dental work done, so it depends on how she's bounced back from kind of a big procedure. So we'll see.
You got to be careful with dental work. Just ask Brooke Shields. Sometimes it goes south.
I know. I'll ask her that. If she's on this call here in about 2 minutes, I'll ask her.
Right on. All right. Thanks, Ben.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Ben.
Go Vikes.
Bye. Go.
So
we'll
we
see you
we
Monday.
probably we probably won't see you Monday because you're
I'll
going
see
to
you
be
Sunday.
you're going to be in
probably in
wherever.
Arizona.
Okay.
I'll see you on the plane, baby.
Yeah.
Right on.
Let's
All right,
cuddle.
dude. So you're predicting a win, though?
I am predicting a win. Yep. I think we bounce back pretty strong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sweet.
Regardless
Smoked
if it's
pot
in
all
Los
day and
Angeles
all
or
night.
Arizona. I think we got this
can
as
if you
well.
want.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.
Peace.
Tonight, the series premiere, but it's a reboot of Hollywood Squares. They're bringing it back.
Again?
Former Viking. Yeah, again. How many times have they brought this show back?
Right.
Former Viking wide receiver Nate Burleson is the host. And your
Bizarre.
center square is Drew Barrymore. So,
Old Hollywood Squares was elite.
yeah, but the thing that always rubbed me the wrong way is their lines were clearly written. And that was not improv,
That's
right?
okay.
Yeah, but they always acted like it was improv, and that always bothered me.
I've
even
never
as a
seen
kid.
an episode of it.
Really?
Nope.
Not one.
Not one.
Man, I used to love watching old reruns of that.
I love the
Daddy?
compilations on YouTube of all the funniest lines.
Slines?
ones. Yeah, Garrett Morris.
There was who's the one, the main guy?
Hawk knows.
The main regular guest that was always funny.
Chad Abbott.
No, they said always funny.
Oh. The main regular guest who was always funny.
Guardsy. No.
Might have been Guardsy.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, that was in the later one. I'm talking about the older one.
No, definitely not Barrero.
Squishy.
Ugh.
Was it Squishy?
Remember Shadow Stevens?
Who?
He's a radio
He
guy.
was a radio guy. That's right. Yeah.
But Shadow Stevens. I'll take Shadow Stevens for the block.
Boom.
I
Boom.
wonder who you're thinking about. I don't know the squares in Hollywood Squares as well as I know the seats of the match game people. I wonder who you're thinking of.
Most appearances, Hollywood. Like he just became a regular. Oh, Paul Lind.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Yeah,
Of
back in
course.
the day. Yeah, you'd know. Yeah, he talked like
Oh,
this.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I love his lines.
Wind or win?
Lynde. Lynde.
Neither. Paul Lind?
Why is that so shocking?
I can't hear. Oh, yeah, this guy.
You said it like it was your boy.
Paul Lind?
A neighbor?
Are we playing the initials game? Wait, I need clarification.
Sorry.
So, are you celebrating today or not?
My guy's birthday.
It is your guy's birthday today. How old is Dave Matthews today?
57?
That's a lie.
You're not really a fan. He's 58.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 58. Good for him. I'm glad he's alive. He's made a big difference in my life, and I love him.
Was there any consideration about naming your son Louis after some kind of a DMB reference or song?
No.
Like Satellite Lambert?
No, that wouldn't have worked.
That would have been sweet.
Satellite is probably a name. That'll be a trendy name.
Bow, bow, bow.
Nah. I like where he's at. What did you just say?
How would you spell that?
Boom. Biden bit the big one? Is that what you just said?
You wish.
No, I do not. Do not say that. Do not say that. I have no thoughts on the political system. Zero.
Dude,
Now
we
I'm
were
going to be on a
buddies.
list. Thanks a lot, Core.
You and Paul Wind.
Lind?
Lind or Lynn?
Lube or lewd?
Chad Abbott.
According to this story here, there's only 2 games in video game history that have sold more than 100 million copies.
Oh,
Millions and millions
Yeah, millions
and
and
millions.
millions. You nailed it, Pat.
Tetris?
Mario
My
Kart.
garage band.
GTA 5.
GTA 5 is second all time with 205 million sold.
It's not Tetris?
GTA 4?
I mean, is
it new or
is it
old?
Nintendo?
It is newish.
A Madden game?
It's been around for a while, but it just keeps plucking along.
Mario. Mario
the hell-
Kart. Animal Crossing?
Red Dead?
It's like Animal Crossing. What the hell's
It is. I think you're.
The Sims.
I think Hawk has it. Just can't think of
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Is
Thank
the
you.
answer.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
forgot
That
about
makes sense.
Minecraft,
Yeah.
roughly 300 million copies
Good
of
times.
Minecraft.
Quick question. Can
Kiddo
you
still likes it.
Your kiddo plays it, right, Corey? Can you explain to me what it is in like 30 seconds? Is it just like building like your
You're
own?
building worlds. There's little animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's creative mode. There's survival mode.
There's games within the game as
Yeah.
well. Like there's people that have created other worlds or games within the world that
What
you're
is
in.
iHeartland in Minecraft?
no, that is in
It was
Fortnite
Fortnite.
and Roblox.
Still?
Yeah.
Has that taken the
I
world
think
by storm yet
Coldplay
or
was
not?
there like a few months ago.
We missed it?
I mean, listen, I go there every once in a while just to let off some steam. It's nice.
Has no shame.
But no, it's on there. It's available. It might be new and improved at some point.
I hit a deer.
Jeez,
bad.
I'm driving around stoned.
I heard like the most horrific deer hitting story of all time.
Please
like,
share
last
with the
week.
class. Go.
Please share.
And I don't even want to say who told me, but everybody knows him or her.
Paul Wind?
Chad Abbott.
It was Paul
Lind.
Wind, yeah.
Lind or Wind?
So they were out at a corner in St. Paul on a dark, foggy. It was back when of the fog and everything. Came
yeah, back in the
upon a deer
Whoa.
with the
So was Tommy.
Oh, brilliant. It was 9 days ago. It was a week and a half. No,
what?
9 days ago. No, the deer, half of it was gone. It was crawling across the road.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Awful.
Mm-hmm. Terrible.
My God.
Hang on. Stop for a
Skin
second.
it and eat it.
Pat!
Crawling across the road?
Yeah, like with just the two hooves.
Where was the other half?
Just in the
car?
probably in the grill of a semi. I don't know.
Like Nelly style? Or?
Brilliant song.
Oh.
God, what a banger.
So the top half of the deer was trying to still cross the road.
To cross the road.
Was not dead.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know. But
how high was your friend that told you the story?
No, he's not or she is not a.
Well, he just gave it away. We narrowed it down to a man.
What are you going to do?
No, he's not a.
How is your
weed
dad
guy.
doing?
I'm sure he's doing just fine. Probably on his way to Woodbury.
So this person did not hit the deer. They just witnessed half of a deer crawling across the street like Walking Dead.
So it was like mentally scarring. And this guy has seen a lot of crazy stuff. And he said that was crazy. So.
No chance he was hallucinating in the fog.
No. And Paul Lambert over here, he's known as Meat Sauce on this show. He said he saw the same thing.
I've seen a deer get hit and its back legs and all that area doesn't work anymore, and it's just crawling to get to the end.
Here's the spear.
They're dragging my ass.
Wow, you're good at getting the audio.
There's a great difference between a deer fully intact with every bone in the back half broken, trying to crawl across, right? Like
See,
his
I
legs don't
100%
work.
realize that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If half the deer is gone, how is it not dead?
I'm sure eventually
I've
it died.
never heard of that happening.
But
that a deer.
I don't know where.
Right. You've seen videos of like the cliche, the chicken with his head cut off running around, right? You've seen the video maybe of like a snake that gets cut in half and the top half will bite the bottom half. It's weird. The internet's bizarre. There are some animals that I have a lot of questions about how long a deer could last if it's cut in half, bleeding out, but still trying to crawl with the front half.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man.
I mean, did your buddy see this deer 0.7 seconds after the accident?
I'll tell you who it is, but it is a reliable source, and it's not a friend. I mean, not like a buddy of mine. A friend.
Oh, wow.
A colleague, I would say.
So a working colleague, so somebody you don't care for. So this is Kevin Fallness.
No, well-respected person.
Okay, then it's not Fallness.
Correct. That's why I wanted to clarify.
Okay, somebody you don't care
Beloved.
for.
So it's Joe O'Donnell because you don't want him
It's not
around.
Joe.
Beloved.
Pat Micheletti?
No, it's not Pat.
Jerry Lewis.
Again, I don't want to say because I don't.
Tom Reed.
Jerry Springer.
He didn't want to say who it was.
BG.
Why does he? He didn't do it.
I know, but I don't. He didn't say. He said it.
Was it juvenile?
Not publicly.
Does
so.
seeing this half deer crawl across the road kill his alibi for some
Was it
other
the Hot
crime?
Wheels?
Why can't he say that he saw it?
I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble with him because I really
How
do
could
like the guy.
seeing a dead deer get anybody in trouble?
Well, because you're questioning
Wait
the
a minute, hold
story.
on.
You know, and I don't.
He wasn't supposed
Was
to
it
be in
Turk?
St. Cloud, was he?
You said his name.
He wasn't supposed to be in St. Cloud because he was down there getting some strange, right?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
It's got to be
BG.
Micheletti then. St. Cloud watching
Micheletti.
It's not Micheletti.
Why's it got to be Micheletti?
Was it juvenile?
Because he was. I just assumed he was watching maybe St. Cloud State's play some hockey or
This
something.
was St. Paul.
Was it Matt
Paul?
Tell?
I think it
Who
was
said St. Cloud?
Somebody said St. Cloud.
Great.
I don't think maybe if I did, I'm
Okay.
sorry. But
it was Manny Fresh.
It was
Admit it.
Manny Fresh. I don't know how you knew that.
I love
but-
his restaurant.
Can somebody
downtown.
Google what animals can stay alive being torn in half and how long they can stay alive?
I don't want to. I don't want to Google that.
No,
I don't want to.
I don't
You
know.
just want to use
either.
PA's computer? It's seen worse.
No.
It's already in purple on PA's computer.
Man,
So it wasn't BG.
who wants to tell that deer there's no hope? It's over, buddy.
I don't
Just
think
let it
anybody
go.
needed to tell it that. I just think it probably knew what it.
I wonder where he was
It's
going.
Jimmy Carter, wasn't it?
Oh man,
Where was he going?
probably to not die in the middle of the road. Wanted to die on the side of the road with dignity.
With what?
Don't we all?
Correct. Why did the deer cross the road?
To find the rest of his body.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so I was pretty scarred when I was told that story. Yeah, and actually, this guy who's a pretty tough guy, like very tough.
Tough. So it's not Micheletti.
Very tough. Somebody you respect, but aren't super close with.
And yeah,
they were sober.
Even he was like, kind of shook up by it. So,
do they work in this building?
No.
They work at the X.
They don't. I don't know where they work. I don't know if I should say
Why
this.
does it matter?
I don't know
where
they work.
To me, the Night of the Living Dead factor, I've gotten bored with already. I don't care about the deer anymore. Now I'm just so curious why seeing this would be something that you couldn't share. I'm so intrigued that somebody needs to hide why they saw a half-dead deer. That it wasn't even their fault.
No. It's. I don't know. I whatever. It was a local pub owner.
Tom Reed.
Tom Reed.
Yeah.
So why can't Tom Reed say
Tom
that?
Reed's business just went under.
He didn't.
No, if you told me that Tom Reed just saw a deer at the side of the road and took a hatchet to it and cut it in half and then filmed it trying to crawl across the street, I'd say Tom's got problems.
Yeah, if you told me he was getting busy with the bottom half.
Correct. We'd have issues.
Maybe you shouldn't have said who that was.
Right, but he just saw it.
My New Year's resolution is not to be such a giant big mouth.
Yeah, but this isn't gossipy at all.
That's like gossip.
But it worked out well for you last year.
Perhaps I'm correct.
How are you going to drive it on the lake then?
I'm on TMZ.com. Tom Reed just got fired.
Yeah, boy.
How dare he see that while he was driving?
Nerve,
what a terrible
man.
person Tom Reed is.
No,
I'm never going to his bar again if he's just going to drive around and see dead deer.
Now that
he got canceled.
Now that I guess it's not bad. But
what?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
I'm really upset.
Yeah, you are
I figured it would be
overcorrecting.
kind of a quick anecdote. We move on to some other headline and think we were gonna.
No, the show's over.
Oh, you said you were scarred and you're.
Yeah.
Well, now you just admitted you're not really close. You're not super close with Tom, but you.
I work with him every 40 plus nights a year.
Well respected.
Celebrated my birthday at his pub.
Does he know that?
No.
Well, honestly, my condolences to anybody at the X that has to work with Tom Reed and his bloodlust.
Yeah. Wow. Him and Richard Ramirez, man.
Good luck to Joe O'Donnell tonight calling that Avs game because Tom probably wants to cut you in half and have sex with the bottom half and film the top half trying to crawl across Kellogg to the parking ramp.
He's waiting for you to die.
Jeez. Way to go, Zachary.
Yeah, way to go.
Way to go. Way to keep your big mouth open.
Yeah, now he's getting canceled.
Man.
Hashtag not my Tom Reed is trending right now.
Jeez.
Way to go, Zach.
I've never been more disappointed in Tom. Never. All right, we're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. Initials tomorrow. What are we at 82K or 82.5? It's so ridiculous. I lose track now. What a ton of money.
Like a sign in here.
$82,000. My gosh. That's tomorrow. 5:30 to 9. See you then.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abadab. I love you. Bye.
KFAN Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by CenterPoint Energy.
Our metro area roadway is looking to get back to normal. That's slowly happening. Westbound 94 is still hung up Hiawatha into Lindale. Looking at 12 minutes from 35 into the Lowry Tunnel. Westbound 494 a bit slow approaching France, while on the northbound side of
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.